phone.
What up? Oh, hang on.
We can do it.
What up, Liz? Morning After with Nick and Big J. Welcome to Monday, 9th day of February 2026. My name is Nick. Hey, it's Big J, everybody.
Yeah.
Woo! Welcome to Monday. Hopefully you had a good weekend. Hopefully you're going to have the beginning of a good week. And hopefully, by God, today's one of the best days of your life. They're
Wow.
pretty high bar to say,
That is.
send Big J. But if you start out on the opposite foot, I think you just welcome negativity into your life. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
And so why not shoot for the stars and then see what happens? And if you stumble along the way, what do you do, Big J?
You get back up
That's right. Brush yourself off and you keep moving forward.
and you take a high karate stance and you say, let's go.
That's right. And then you take that hill.
And then you get hit again because you kind of suck. And
Yeah.
you're like, I can do this all day. You get back up again.
Right.
Like Captain America.
You really Captain America the hell out of this Monday.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, you're frozen in ice, but you wake up and you're in the future. And then you really start kicking ass, you
then,
see?
Then you go to another time portal. What?
And then you go back and you find the love of your life and you get all wrinkly and gray. And then you get rebooted again. You have a little baby.
You have a little baby.
Listen, it all starts today, guys.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Sorry, I didn't drop that on you. That was weird.
Today is the first day of the rest of your life is what we're trying to say. And it will be filled with prizes. It will be filled with fun. We're going to hear from Big J's wife, Kylie, to see how Big J's weekend was. I know how your Sunday was. We'll get into that over the course of the show today as well. Mm-hmm. But the rest of the weekend, how was it? How was the Friday? How was the Saturday?
I was miserable.
I
was physically miserable. I had gut problems, and so it sullied most of any enjoyment I had over the weekend. And then I started to feel a little bit better yesterday. So
There you go. And then you watch one of the best games of your life.
no,
And so
No.
that's what happens when you feel good.
I did have a great time though.
It was fun. And we'll get into that here in just a few minutes. But also, we have an opportunity for you to go check out the official X-Fest pre-party. Filter, Finger 11, Local H, all of that is happening Friday, March 6th. We've got your tickets over the course of the program today. That's going to be pretty damn awesome. Going to do some We're Going to Hell action. Got some headlines on the agenda as well, so should be a good Monday show. Let's start with one of those bands that's going to be here for our X-Fest pre-party.
Oh?
Filter. Kicking things off here on the Morning After on the X-Rocks.
Important stuff.
Launch newsfeed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
It's getting to be that time of year, Big J, where all of the construction projects that have been put off for the winter are starting to get planned out and maybe, depending on the forecast, starting a little early. You understand?
Yes, unfortunately.
And so the following story is for those of you in the 2C. The rest of you can pay attention, but some main thoroughfares are going to be impacted over the course of the next couple of days. Beginning today, drivers should anticipate some lane closures on the north side of Northside Boulevard and Cherry Lane, right around that roundabout, for crews to repair a section of that. So westbound traffic from the south and east is going to be rerouted onto Ustick Road and Midland Boulevard. And then the repairs on the roundabout north side are scheduled to be completed by the 20th of this month, so we're looking at a couple of weeks for that. That's going to mess around traffic in a pretty busy area. That area is, like, and if you live in the 2C anyway, fairly wrought with traffic over the course of the busy hours of the day, either going to work or coming home. So it's going to be busier than normal, or at least more delayed than normal, or you might want to find an alternate route. Obviously, you want to exercise caution around those areas as well, so you don't endanger any work crews that are out there. But something to keep in mind. Crazy, because that's a fairly new roundabout, so something terrible must have happened, or it wasn't put together right. Something,
Or there was an accident.
That's it. That's what I mean. Like, either somebody used it as a ramp for something or something. But whatever it is going to take 2 weeks to fix.
Or they're like, I don't know how to work this thing.
Yeah. What's
Where do I slow
mean?
down? Oh, no.
So you have to be careful using those roundabouts, but when they're in and you know how to use them, they do end up working and controlling traffic a little bit better. But some of us get really scared by them, Big J. There's a real fear of roundabouts around here. Big J, the story of the Olympics over the weekend was Olympic skiing superstar Lindsey Vonn. She was taking part in the downhill even though she had a ruptured ACL. And then she crashed during the downhill run almost immediately in her first run for the Olympics. Had to be airlifted off the mountain for the second time in as many weeks. She had surgery then to deal with a fractured leg, so she broke her leg on that fall. Outside of the Lindsey Vonn injury and drama, Americans still won a gold medal. Breezy Johnson, Big J, who spent some time here in Idaho, she ended up winning the downhill final, so there's a gold medal for America, but unfortunately it came with some bad news about Lindsey Vonn, too, probably one of the best downhill skiers in American history.
Yeah, what a bummer, man.
Yeah.
And now she's out of the Olympics, so why bother watching?
Well, I mean, she was going to be out no matter what, because the downhill now officially over, but certainly it was a sad way to end a career. You know, she was trying to mount a comeback in her 40s, very difficult, and then she got banged up like last week and then said, hey, even though I have like basically no ACL left in my knee, I'm going to do the Olympics anyway. And I think a lot of us went, I don't know. I mean, you kind of need your knee.
Like, especially skiing. I'm no expert, but that seems like that was a bad idea.
And then she got caught up on like the first flag around the turn and just scooped her up and down she went and busted her leg too. So that's unfortunate. Big J, taking a look at the weekend box office numbers. There was absolutely zero new releases this weekend. It's like everybody wanted to get the hell out of the way out of the Super Bowl, so you're not going to see a lot of movement. Send Help was the number one movie of the weekend once again, clocking in $10 million. Solo Mio came in second with 7.2, Iron Lung 3, Stray Kids, The Dominant Experience 4, and Dracula number 5. And you can thank the Super Bowl for kind of like an underwhelming weekend at the box office, but you ended up going to the movies.
Yeah. Mason, Kyle, and I, we went and saw Send Help. So,
is it Big J approved?
Okay, I'll put it. I gave you my score if we were doing the morning after the movies.
Yes.
I would say if it was streaming dumbass style, I would say approved.
Okay.
But it's it's not a perfect movie, but
no, but what is?
It was Rachel McAdams, fantastic in it.
Great. Dylan O'Brien?
Yeah, Dylan O'Brien was great.
Okay. The story is where it lost you.
It was Castaway-ish because they're on an island
Sure.
for the most part. But no, for the most part, I was digging it until you get to the very end, and I felt like the movie took a stupid turn.
Okay. So it lost you a little bit at the end, but still enough to give it an overall thumbs up.
Yeah.
Okay. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your first round of important stuff. It is the X Rocks.
Here's
Foo Fighters Learn to Fly on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Yesterday was a really cool day. We had our big game party out at Top Golf in Meridian, and it was a lot of fun. So first things first, thank you to Top Golf for having us out there and getting a chance to host a party for the first time ever out there in that really cool place. Everybody on staff was incredibly helpful and incredibly awesome to help us put together a successful party. And then thanks to all of you who showed up and showed out and filled the inside and outside of Top Golf yesterday throughout the day. And we had a lot of fun at our big game party. And I'm sorry for you, Big J. I know it was pretty rough as a 49ers fan.
It was
but,
awful.
we live in the kind of the Pacific Northwest. So when we asked who was cheering for the Seahawks, it was a incredible roar. And then when we asked who was cheering for the Patriots, it was a singular person that stood up and said, yay! And so it was clearly a Seahawks crowd there yesterday as well. And they saw the Seahawks win the Super Bowl. So congratulations to the Hawks and their fans on another Super Bowl victory and claiming it. But man, that game was a bit of a sludge a little bit, right?
Yeah. I mean, I knew it was going to be. It turned into a blowout, like you had. I think. I don't even still. I mean, if they hadn't, it was just. Yeah, it was. You're right. It was just a rough. It was a rough matchup. I mean, you had two really good defenses. One that was ungodly last night, and the Patriots' offense abysmal, to say the least. They were able to get their bleep together a little bit earlier. Maybe they had a chance there, but the defense really shut them down. And so it just wasn't the greatest viewing for a Super Bowl. That's for sure.
No, I mean, even though
unless you're a Seahawks fan, then it was fantastic.
The game was like a 2-possession game at halftime, but if you watch the game, it was pretty easy to see. It never looked like the Patriots were actually in this game in any way, shape, or form. Like, they never really threatened to be. I mean, they did 51 yards total offense at halftime. They barely moved the ball at all. And then even in the second half, they really put together a singular drive to make anything kind of impacted. By that time, the game was out of hand. It was like 4 minutes left in the game anyway. So Seahawks defense did great. They tied the record for most sacks in a Super Bowl. Jason Myers set the NFL record for most points in a season and then hit 5 out of 5 field goals as well. That set a Super Bowl record. and then Kenneth Walker III, who provided a lot of the offense for the Seahawks because neither team could get their passing game going really all that much. Even at the end of the day, Sam Darnold didn't end up with a lot of stats.
I mean,
but
he was slipping out of sacks left and right.
Yes, he had a good game.
It could have been like those guys could have been vying for who was going to have the most sacks in the Super Bowl, and he managed to just slip out of those things and find a way to keep things moving a little bit, at least to get into field goal range.
Yeah, the real difference was the Seahawks were able to get the run game going, and the Patriots never were, or at least were too far behind to really try at one point, and so that was another problem. But Kenneth Walker III is your MVP, but a fairly successful big game party at the Top Golf in Meridian yesterday, so thank you all for joining us. We gave away a ton of prizes. We had a lot of fun. The staff was fantastic, so thank you all for coming out and partying with us at Top Golf yesterday for our big game party. It was good. Let's do it again. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, absolutely. Just love getting together with all of the X-Rock fam, and you guys always show up and show out. We appreciate you. We couldn't be doing this without you guys. And so, again, if you haven't been at one of these events with us, it's a lot of fun, and we just kind of kick it and, really enjoy the fact that we have something in common. We love rock music. And then we find other stuff that we have in common and build friendships. Like, it's really crazy how, we go into this and there's people we've known for years and years that show up. And then after they leave or even move away, we still keep in touch. And we love you guys so much. And we just thank you for being a part of what we do.
Yeah. And really, those things kind of turn into hangs with people. You know what I mean? We're just having conversations throughout the game, watching the game, talking about it, talking about other stuff. So, yeah, thank you all for coming out and hanging out with us last night. Was a lot of fun. Morning After with Nick and Big J. We're going to check in with Mrs. Big J and see how Big J's weekend really was. That's next on the X Rocks. 9 Inch Nails and Closer here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Always nice when we can check in with Big J's better half to find out how his weekend truly was. It is time to get Big J's grade for the weekend, and we welcome on the show Kylie. Good morning, Kylie. How are you?
Doing good, thank you.
Thank you for getting up early and joining us on your day off. It was great to see you yesterday out at Top Golf and the family as well. I hope you had a little bit of fun hanging out with us last night. Thank you for coming out.
It was so much fun.
You are an amazing person. It's always great to see you in person, but we did get a chance to talk a little bit about Big J's weekend overall, but how was it through your eyes?
Yes, how was it?
It wasn't a great weekend. He wasn't feeling that great. He tried to do a couple rides. He was like, I don't feel that great coming back home. And then, the Super Bowl was a lot of fun. That was, great to hang out all day with everybody. But he didn't, do a lot. Well, he didn't do anything really around the house, but he didn't feel great this weekend. So it was a hard weekend for him, I would say.
Yeah, it's tough to get up and do things around the house when you're not feeling 100%. But was there stuff you wanted to check off the list this weekend?
Well, first of all, I did stuff.
Oh.
I did the laundry. I did the stupid stuff I do every weekend.
Correct. You did.
I didn't do any major projects.
But now,
None.
Do you get credit for things that you should normally do anyway?
No,
I guess
never.
is the point.
No, that never happened.
But I mean, that's your thing, right? That's what you
yes,
do.
It's now become my thing.
Right. So that it becomes an expectation.
Yeah.
And you can get docked for that.
I should just, here's the thing. I try to be like, listen, just to show that what happens when I don't. And the next thing you know, we have a ginormous pile of laundry. I'm like, God damn it, I got to get that taken care of.
You just punish yourself when you do that.
Yeah, apparently.
Of course, I know there are some big projects around the house that need to be done that you want to cross off the list. Kylie, what are the status on those?
That is this week, is the bathroom in the hallway. We are painting. Everything's ready to go. So that by next week, we'll see what that grade is, how much work he puts into helping with that project.
What are
Great. I can risk a bad grade and not do jack squat.
What are your expectations for your husband's help for that project?
Really bringing in the ladder from outside and, just going to grab me a couple things here or there. I mean, he really doesn't paint too much, but more just helping with an assistant.
You can lug in a ladder too, right?
I paint. This is ridiculous.
Big J says Jesus when found out what his job is going to be. But, I mean, you have been looking forward to this for a while. I know you've had the paint for a while. I imagine this is a project you want to check off the list, right?
Yeah, like number one project
Because
right
what
now.
color is it that we're painting?
White. White.
White. Okay.
Yeah, fun.
What color is it now?
Oh, it's this ugly bluish gray color.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you think you're going to have to do like a couple of coats to make it stick?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. We did it in our bathroom. I did it in our bathroom last year, or the year before. So it's going to be the same color as in our other bathroom.
Anything around the house else that Big J needs to help out with over the course of these next couple of days while you're painting?
He does have a planter he has to build.
We are painting.
That's right. We're painting.
Yes.
A planter? You have to build a planter?
Yeah, well, there's another. It's these metal planters that she's been ordering from a big store that deliver stuff. And so we've got, I think, 2 in the backyard now. So this will be the 3rd, but we need to level the backyard. So that'll happen. She wants to do it right now. I'm like, it's not time. It's still wet out. It's going to be, spring is not here yet. It's February.
And you have to construct these like a Lego set
It's
or what?
easy. Yeah,
okay.
they're easy.
Got
they're
it.
easy to put together.
What is your confidence
I'll put
level on
I'll
that,
put that
Kylie?
off as long as possible.
He did the first one, so I have high confidence that he'll complete it. It's not level in our backyard, but he did complete and build it.
Love it. So overall, Kylie, for the weekend, Big J's grade is?
I'm just giving him a C.
All right.
Straight C.
Very average, Big J, just like you like
You're
it.
sick, you get a C?
That's right.
Jeez, man.
That's what happens. There's a C in sick, and that's what you got. Kylie, as always, we
Have fun doing the
appreciate
cat
you
litter then.
carving out the time and being a part of the show. It was great to see you again yesterday. Enjoy your next couple of days off, and hopefully that hallway gets done.
Thank you. Take care.
Yeah,
Love
you too.
Don't let the paint fumes get to you.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. Coming up in a few minutes, some important stuff. That's next on the X Rocks.
Important stuff.
Launch newsfeed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Valentine's Day is Saturday, Big J.
Yeah.
So researchers spent the last 5 years looking up every single state in the United States of America and analyzed their online searches for romantic terms, things like love letters, anniversary ideas, marriage proposals, romantic movies, Valentine's Day plans, and they did a ranking of the most romantic states in the United States of America and the least romantic states in the United States of America.
Look out, man.
Now-
Somebody's about to get on blast.
There is some shocking kind of details involved in this particular survey, in my opinion, because overwhelmingly, Big J, the most romantic states in the United States of America are southern states. Like, they completely
the South.
dominate the top 10. It's crazy. You know,
Why?
I mean,
What's the deal?
I'm just still trying to figure it out. But Alabama is number 1, South Carolina number 2, Oklahoma number 3, Mississippi number 4, Louisiana number 5. These are your top 5 states when it comes to romantic things, or trying at least to make an effort to look for romantic things. Does not follow through on execution of said ideas, just that they're putting in the effort to look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it comes to the bottom 5, Big J, I'm not sure there's going to be a lot of home state pride. Montana, the least romantic state in the United States of America. Wyoming there, Alaska, South Dakota, Vermont. Your bottom 5, I should say. The question now becomes, where does Idaho rank? And would you be shocked to find out we're closer to the bottom than we are to the top?
What?
Yep.
The hell, man?
34th ranked state in terms of most
geez.
romantic in the United States of America. So, yeah, we were at part of the bottom 16 is really what it boils down to. So, not a great performance by us. So, I think we all need to collectively do better and try to be a little bit more romantic, pay a little bit more close attention. Make sure you don't drop the ball on things like anniversaries and Valentine's Day and things that are important to our significant others, so that we upped our game a little bit and make sure we're not doing our part to make us at that bottom of the list. So here's again your friendly reminder. Valentine's Day is Saturday. If you find yourself in a relationship or you want to stay in one, you probably want to make it count. Even though if there's been discussions, it's always nice when you can go that extra mile and surprise a little bit and just make a little bit of an effort, because it can go a long way, and then maybe knock us up a couple of notches on this list, for crying out loud.
Yeah, man.
Not great.
Favorite.
Not a great performance out of the state of Idaho, but we can do better. We can. Seattle Seahawks won Super Bowl 60 in a not-so-exciting game last night. Kenneth Walker III won the Super Bowl MVP award. Drake May looked like hot trash for most of the game, finished with a couple of interceptions and a fumble. 3 turnovers was really all it took. In my opinion, that Seattle defense was the MVP of the game. Just collectively, they seemed to fluster every part of the Patriots offense and tied the record for most sacks in a game. Were able to mess around with Drake May's head a lot and did a really good job of keeping the Patriots off the board for a vast majority of that game. Seahawks special teams was also really good. Dickerson, that punter, had some killer punts in that game, pinning the Patriots inside the 5 several times. And then Jason Myers ended up hitting 5 out of 5 field goals to set a Super Bowl record, Big J. He did it.
Yeah.
So congratulations to the Seahawks and their fans for a victory. Your thoughts, please.
Hot garbage. But congratulations to them. Not easy to come back. We'll see what next year lanes. But, I mean, that defense, amazing. They were just amazing. Lights out. And, I wish that DeMarcus Lawrence had a chance to get in there. I think he had a couple tackles, but I was hoping for a big performance, at least, if they were going to do something.
Yeah, didn't see much out of Halani last night either. Don't know if he played on special teams or not, but yeah, didn't see a whole lot of him in the backfield because Kenneth Walker was just doing whatever they wanted him to do.
Yeah.
So
it was clear, like they were the best team all year, and there's no doubt about it.
Number 1 seed in the NFC.
Yep.
And dominated in this game last night.
But I will go back to a conversation we had in this studio at the beginning of the season with yourself, you, me, and our boss Cope. And I said, listen, the best division in football is the NFC West.
Yeah, did anybody argue with you?
Yes, you did.
I did?
Yes, you
What
did.
did I say was?
You didn't have an answer. You just didn't think the NFC West was. And I was like, listen, this is going to be the case for the next few years where it's a dogfight between these 3 football teams because there's only really 3 teams in the NFC West. And it's so hard to repeat. Who knows what's going to happen next year, but I'm hoping that that's not the case.
I know.
I'm hoping that San Francisco 49ers can prevail. Damn it!
You had to see them win it on your team's field.
Oh,
Crazy.
that was probably the worst.
I knew you weren't excited.
And then I knew it. Here's the thing, and I love Adam. Adam is listen. The thing about our guy Adam, he's the biggest fan there is. When he's a fan of something, he is a fan, and that's what is so great about being a fan. Is like he just loves it. He loves Team Liquid. He loves the Seahawks. He loves the Capitals and the Golden Knights. That's a weird one. But nonetheless, I love, he was hooping and hollering last night at every given chance. And so that sucked.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
he was
sucked.
into it. He was into the game.
I really wish I favored the same team that he did because, wow, what a combination that would be.
But yes, Adam was very happy last night at Topgolf, and so were a lot of the Seahawks fans.
Yeah.
That game
we have a lot of Seahawks fans in our building.
We do.
It's gross.
We do. Well, listen, it's, when you come down to, I guess, regionality, it's one of the closest NFL teams that we've got.
Yeah.
And so you're going to, if you've lived here your whole life or even lived in part of Washington for your life, you're going to be a Seahawks fan.
Yep.
And so there were a lot of them there last night. There's no doubt. Big J, the weekend didn't start off great if you are a rock fan. Saturday morning, we got news that Brad Arnold, the drummer turned singer of Three Doors Down, passed away at the age of 47. The band announced on their social media that he passed away Saturday morning. Of course, Arnold had been fighting stage 4 kidney cancer since May of last year. He was alongside his beautiful wife, Jennifer, and his family when he passed away, but he went into sleep after his battle with cancer. Obviously, he was born in 1978 in Mississippi, co-founded Three Doors Down in his hometown with Matt Roberts and Todd Harrell, and then he started out as the drummer, turned exclusively into the singer after their debut album, but wrote things like Kryptonite in high school, bro. That was their first song they wrote together ever, and it became one of their biggest hits, but they had a ton of hits. Three Doors Down is not a one-hit wonder. I mean, Loser, Duck and Run, When I'm Gone, It's Not My Time, Here Without You, all top 10 hits. In the Billboard Hot 100, not just on the rock charts. And so that, for a very long time, Three Doors Down was one of the, and still, a huge touring band all the way up until Brad's passing. But also, we've had a chance to talk to him several times, meet him several times, was a legitimately really, really nice dude, man. Really nice dude. And it was a bummer that, you knew it was a tough battle. You knew he was fighting his heart out, and it's always terrible when you lose that battle. So F cancer, out loud and as loud as we can possibly say it.
100%.
And Brad, you certainly will be missed. Morning After with Nick and Big J coming up in a few minutes. We're going to go to hell. That's next on the X Rocks.
What the hell is this?
The Morning After with Nick and Big J on 100.3 The X Rocks.
Technically, it's the internet because this story is only a story because it's gone viral, but it really originates in Gastonia, North Carolina for today's We're Going to Hell story. And we can use today's story as a simple reminder that, listen, sometimes if you are doing your damnedest to be an influencer or you want to make a mark online, you'll do stuff because you're chasing clout or you think it's funny. But sometimes those things can have real world circumstances and real world kind of like problems that go along with it. Like, for instance, you probably just wanted to make a viral video hoping it would get a couple thousand views and maybe you could make some money off it. But in reality, you end up closing down a business because of what you tried to do. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And it's a fairly big kind of company that's caught up in this online video that's gaining traction. The video was posted by Shelby McSwain, a Gastonia resident, on Thursday. And it started getting traction over the weekend, and now, as of today, the official place in which the video is taken has been shut down by officials. So I'll give you the scene, Big J. We're inside of a vehicle, right?
Yeah.
And it's driving by a couple of businesses, and you can see it kind of driving by a Wendy's, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when the kind of the person taking the video zooms in on the Wendy's sign, zooms out, and then zooms back in into a window inside of the Wendy's. And when she zooms into the window, you see a person that has blue hair that doesn't have a shirt on sitting in the dining area of the restaurant. And when the video zooms in a little bit closer, you see that another person is behind them, holding what appears to be a tattoo gun pressed against the person's back. So this person is getting a tattoo from somebody in the middle of a Wendy's, right?
Weird.
Right, weird. And
weird.
That's the video. And everybody's like, gross, man, I eat there. What's going on? People aren't supposed to get tattooed where you're serving food. That's not okay.
I don't look at that.
Well,
Gross.
According to North Carolina law, a tattoo artist must register with their local health department and include the following information: name, address, and place that they will provide tattoos, and also make sure that there is not food being served in that same area at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Also, extensive rules tattoo artists must follow in tattooing in a particular establishment. Obviously, all of this was foregone in order to make a viral video, right? Somebody wanted to make a funny video of just them getting a tattoo inside of a Wendy's or them tattooing somebody inside of a Wendy's because, what a ridiculous place to get a tattoo, full stop, right? Guaranteed to be the only thought put into that video.
Wait, you mean the person who videoed it?
Yes. Basically, they find out they're all part of the same group.
Oh,
right?
okay. I see what is it. This was a setup to make a viral thing and then make it not look like it's meant to be viral, which is actually pretty damn smart.
Yeah, but that's most viral videos.
I don't know if they can all pull it off that way.
No.
I think a lot of the viral videos out there are organic and is not orchestrated.
But here is the offshoot because of that. The restaurant is now being shut down by the health department because they allowed or had this happen in it, and you're not supposed to have tattoos happening in the place of food service. So they're shutting them down in order to get another health inspection to make sure there was no contamination. Whatever the case may be, just the fact that this happened in their kind of area is enough for the health department to get into this video and shut it down because of law violations and health code violations and all this stuff that happened probably without a permit in the world of this particular restaurant, right?
Yeah.
So the Carolina Restaurant Group, the franchisee that owns this Wendy's location, obviously is condemning this behavior, saying that the team did not know what was going on, but that's part of their fault as well. The team is supposed to be kind of rotating through the dining room, make sure everything is okay, and obviously they missed it in this particular situation. So now they're complying with all the health department rules to make sure they can open up this Wendy's as soon as possible. But a reminder, obviously, that, when you're planning out a viral video that maybe you think is funny, you don't know the circumstances that it could cause and the situation and the problems it could be for other people. Like, now there's a bunch of people out of work for a couple of days. That's going to impact their paycheck, obviously. A franchisee, I'm really not that worried about, but the people that work there need the money.
Yeah.
And that's something they need. And through no fault of their own, they're not going to have to work for the next week while they figure out this whole health department thing. So, not great. Not a place you want to get a tattoo in, a fast food place anyway. Pick your poison. Doesn't matter which one. That's not what they're for. Tattoo parlors and other places is where this is supposed to happen. So just a reminder, sometimes your viral video, you're doing things for the credit or the laughs. You don't realize the problems it could cause down the road.
Yeah, that's the difference in, I don't know, having proper full thought of what's going on around you, like the unintended consequences. And when it comes to that sort of thing, you really have to think stuff through. Yeah. And, it's like, hey, this would be fun. This would be a great idea. You don't realize this is a bad idea.
Of course, when you're going, it would be hilarious for me to post a video of somebody getting a tattoo in a Wendy's. You don't think, I wonder how many health codes we are violating while doing this and the circumstances that it would cause to make things close down when it's all done. And so that's the maybe part of the problem. But the other thing is how many people this negatively impacts. And not you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's the other people that this messes around with. But hey, man, gotta get those clicks. You understand?
Well, they're trying
Give me those clicks.
They're trying to strike gold,
yeah,
Nick.
Exactly.
It's just like, really, when you get down to it, this whole social media thing is striking gold. It's like the gold rush back in the early 1800s in California. People would travel thousands of miles in wagons to go get gold because it was easy, right? This is the easy way to become rich and to live the lifestyle I want to live. That's exactly what this social media thing is. Everybody taking their shot at getting that viral moment and creating that sustainable life that they want and not have to put in the effort. And they don't realize two things. One, that most of the people that are successful on social media are doing nothing but work and working their tail off constantly. And it's not a strike-rich kind of thing. And every now and then it might happen, but it's pretty rare that that's going to be the case.
We have the San Francisco 49ers. How long before we have the insert city name here, quote, influencers
I don't know.
As a football team?
It's going to take a little bit more time.
All right. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your We're Going to Hell story. It is the X-Rocks. That is Nirvana. That is Lithium here on the Morning After with Nick and Big J. Big J, you and I, couple old white dudes. We can at least agree on that, right?
That's affirmative.
And so, sometimes you may think that because that's the kind of class that we qualify as, that we don't have our finger on the pulse of today's youth. But that just, quite frankly, is not true.
Is it?
And so
it's not? What?
we are here. We're up on the nomenclature. We get the kind of terminology. We know what's hot. We know what's not. And we're here to prepare the rest of you that may qualify in those categories, one or the other or whatever, of what the next hot thing is going to be. Everybody running around saying 6'7", right? You had your skibbity toilets. You know all this stuff. It's like, what the hell does this mean?
Cringe.
That they're saying, and how can I incorporate it into my everyday vocabulary so that my kids either think that I am really cool or they stop using that terminology because now I have started to use it, and so it just makes them mad. Whatever you want to use this for is your own kind of thing, but because of what's happening, we have an idea of what the next 6'7" is going to be, Big J.
Oh.
Let me introduce you to the world of Chicken Banana.
Chicken Banana?
Chicken Banana.
Chicken Banana.
Now, Chicken Banana is currently going crazy on platforms like TikTok and Instagram, especially among the younger crowd. It actually is part of a techno song by a Sweden band called Crazy Music Channel that features chickens fused with bananas, and it's like hitting all of the right numbers with the younger side of the demographic. And now it has turned into an all-purpose chant, much like 6'7". And so in this particular case, Chicken Banana can mean anything. It's basically used to express emotions. It's a generic term where people can say that makes them sad, it makes them excited, it makes them happy, but it's gotten to the point now where kids are shouting out this phrase in unison and using it to disrupt quiet moments, much like 6'7" was or Skibbity Toilet was back in the day. And so it carries no specific meaning, of course, but it allows kids and the younger generation to serve it for multiple emotional purposes, and it's becoming a thing. So now you know what the next phrase is going to be, and you can use it to describe your emotion, Big J. You can say, listen, saying chicken banana is pretty chicken banana, and people will know, I guess, what you mean.
No, chicken banana is stupid.
It's like
that's all there is to it.
Essentially now catchphrases in our children's world are like Smurf talk. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that Smurfs is like essentially like it can mean anything in that language. And now these things can mean anything. 6'7" could be 1.5 billion things. Chicken banana can also qualify as that. But it sounds like you're going to be hearing chicken banana a lot more than 6'7" these days, because that's the new phrase that's in, and you're welcome to teach you the newest terminology vocabulary.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
Now, just can you tell us how long we have to deal with it?
I'm guessing now that I've talked about it, not very long, but you never really know. 6'7" still a thing, so it's hard to say. It's not as
prevalent.
big.
I mean, it's kind of lost some of its luster.
Yes, because I think that's why we're moved on to the next thing.
Chicken banana.
But 6'7" was a thing for a good 7-8 months, I would say, right?
I'll tell you what, that game last night was chicken banana.
There you go. You get it,
That
buddy.
sounds so dumb.
Of course it
Kids,
does.
you suck. Come up with some better stuff. God.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I think it's not even like a choice as much as this is the thing that goes viral, and so we hop on it.
This is
and
a
that's
trap.
it.
This one is a trap. This is the youth smarten up. They've trapped us, and they're like, hey, all right, let's make this kind of a thing for a moment and get all these old boomer types saying it, and then we just roast the living hell out of them for how dumb they sound.
Maybe. I mean, listen, 6'7" sounded pretty dumb too, but that lasted for a while.
Well, I don't
so
know.
So did Skibbity Toilet, for
God's
God's
but
sake.
when we were kids, listen, every time you heard the number 69,
it still makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Because it's cool.
Yeah, but that's, to them, is what they were trying to build, and then make it as less sexual and gross and all of that, whatever you want to call it. But this is a trap. This is a trap.
All right. Well,
it's
listen,
a trap.
We'll see. I'm just telling you, be on the lookout and be ready. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Some important stuff and your pop culture smackdown is next on the X Rocks.
Man, she a legend.
Important stuff.
What's going on in the news today?
The Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Big J, I want you to close your eyes and think of the Big J Mobile, right?
Mobile?
We know you love the Prius.
Yeah.
You're driving around in it. Now think of the inside of your vehicle's interior state, the cleanliness, the way it looks. Does it bring you pride? Are you satisfied with the way your car looks on the inside and its cleanliness?
Currently, yeah.
All right. Then you are in the majority, but still, on average, about 34% of American car owners feel pretty embarrassed about the inside of the car and the way that it looks. Talked to 20,000 Americans, and they found that many drivers use their cars as just like a mobile storage unit. So, like, there's clothes inside there, there's old food wrappers inside there, there's a bunch of food on the floor that they may have dropped, and maybe you'll find some old bottles or cans or takeout cups in there, and it just is filled with clutter, or it's got more clutter in it than they want, that's for sure. But 46% of us feel like our cars are pretty damn tidy, man. But
Yeah.
you never know what's inside of that vehicle. I mean, listen, there could be Halloween decorations or God knows what. Gen Z drivers currently have the tidiest vehicles of 32%. Baby boomers have the messiest at 21%. Nearly half of the respondents say their car's condition reflects their personality. Is that accurate, Big J?
No.
Can you identify your vehicle by smell alone?
No.
All right. Then I think you're doing all right.
Thanks.
I'm not sure if a car's inside should. I mean, maybe, I guess, if you were a fan of something and you had like an air freshener that kind of showed off your fandom, that would be, I suppose, part of it.
Yeah, thankfully the wife cleaned the car yesterday. So
Nice.
That's why it looks that way.
How was it before?
Exactly as you described all the problems. That's why it's clean.
The Seattle Seahawks won Super Bowl 60 over the New England Patriots. Kenneth Walker, the third, was your Super Bowl MVP. Drake May did not look good. Jason Myers, 5 for 5 in field goals. That set a Super Bowl record. The Seahawks defense also tied the record for most sacks in the Super Bowl and easily winning Super Bowl 60. Congratulations to the Seahawks, your Super Bowl champions. Big J, Major League Baseball has not penalized players in years that happen to test positive for marijuana on a drug test. But just because America feels a certain way does not mean the rest of the world does, specifically the World Baseball Confederation. Javier Baez of the Detroit Tigers will not be able to play for Team Puerto Rico in the World Baseball Classic next month because he tested positive for marijuana back in 2023. So he was banned by all events organized by this particular confederation, which runs the Classic, and he was banned for 2 years, which includes the rest of this particular run. Now, the Major League Baseball and the Players Association both kind of petitions the WBC to relax the ban so he could play, but they did not budge. That is their rule for international play, and it's going to be the rule everywhere. And so you're not going to see one of the better players in the world take part in this particular contest because some hippie lettuce, Big J.
Damn.
So they are still very serious in parts of the world about this stuff, just maybe not here in the U.S. Big J, how about a little cute story for wrapping up important stuff?
Okay.
Michael B. Jordan, you're familiar with his game?
Yeah.
He has stated that he keeps a stuffed Black Panther in his house as tribute to Chadwick Boseman, a man that he starred with in Black Panther. He was talking
hopefully he
about
doesn't go Kilgore on it.
He was talking about how he keeps him in his room, and as soon as he sees that, he thinks of his friend Chadwick Boseman. And it will forever remind him of him. Of course, Boseman died in 2020 at the age of 43 of colon cancer. They were really good friends, started that really great movie together, and it's nice that he still does something to remember his friend, agree or disagree.
Yeah, that's it's special, man.
It is.
And I mean, we can put up a picture or something, but this is different. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah.
It means a little something to him, and it's a special thing that reminds him of him, and that's a good thing. And reminds us that there are different ways to handle grief, and sometimes there's things that you need is those reminders to know that, listen, even though that person isn't here, they still are a part of your life. And even if it's just a glance that you catch every single day, it's enough to make them be in your heart and your mind forever. And that's what it should be if you have friendship or family or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
So good on him. That's nice. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your important stuff. We got your Pop Culture Smackdown. That's next on the X.
Pop Culture Smackdown. On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
We around here really looking forward to March 6th. Friday night at the Revolution Concert House and Event Center. It's the X-Fest pre-party show. Headlined by Filter. Got Finger 11 in there. Got Local H. It's going to be an awesome show. We can't wait to have you guys show up for it. But we're going to hook you up a pair of tickets here for free if you beat me in Pop Culture Smackdown.
What you need to do is get on the phone, 208-287-1003, if you'd like to play some Pop Culture Smackdown for these free tickets. On the listener side of things, you're going to have to know a little bit about the world of Super Bowl halftimes, okay?
Okay.
In order to claim the first couple of questions anyway. Big J, you're going to have to know a little bit about the world of television and film. I'll give you that information, all right? So if you think you got what it takes, 208-287-1003. Let's see how it goes. To the phones we go. Hello, the X.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. Who's this?
This is Seth.
All right, Seth, you're up first. Seth, what other musician was on stage with Janet Jackson when she had her famous Super Bowl wardrobe malfunction?
Justin Timberlake.
Right. That is correct. You're officially
Just ingrained in your mind. You can never forget it.
taking on Big J. Big J, in the television show Hawkeye, what is the name of the young archer who becomes Clint Barton's protege?
Kate Bishop.
That is correct. Right. Seth, back to you. Who played yesterday's Super Bowl halftime show, coming off what Big J said was the best part of Happy Gilmore 2?
Who played yesterday's halftime show?
Yep.
Bad Bunny.
Right. Nailed it. Big J, this actor had the privilege of being the star of the only Metallica major motion picture, Through the Never. Who dat?
Dane. His name's Dane.
Gonna need more.
I can't remember. Is that his first or last name?
It's only his first name. That's why I need more.
Dane Mullen, our good friend from Pride Mental Health.
No, unfortunately.
It's a good first name, man.
Pride Mental Health, Dane Mullen did not become the star of the Metallica movie, Through the Never. Seth, that means you win. Do you happen to know?
Dane Cook.
No, not Dane Cook.
Got all the famous Danes out there.
No. The answer is Dane DeHaan.
DeHaan. All right.
Dane DeHaan was the star.
Now that's embarrassing.
Of Metallica's Through the Never film.
That's embarrassing. I should know that answer.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. Seth, congratulations. Hang on one second. We'll hook you up with those official X-Fest pre-party tickets. There's your Pop Culture Smackdown. Headlines are next on the X-Rocks. Last week, the suspect had stolen from a woman and then fled onto farmland owned by Graham Oliver. And the llamas apparently galloped over to him and then surrounded him, and it freaked him out so much that they basically made a circle around him, and he wouldn't go anywhere because he was so freaked out. They also started releasing their warning cry and spitting on him. It's like they knew he was doing something bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Price told the news agency that the suspect appeared scared as the 6-foot animals encircled him, while the dog also barked at his feet. Police then arrested the man in his 30s on theft charges and released him on bail. And they joked that the llamas made a citizen's arrest, Big J, and wondered if they deserve some recognition. I say yes, why not, right?
Yeah. I wonder who that guy's insurance carrier was. Is it Liberty Mutual?
Is that a llama or is that an alpaca?
That's a llama,
Is
dude.
it?
It says llama in the damn... Wow.
I don't remember. I mean, I guess.
I mean, don't you watch TV?
I kind of do, but I tune that stuff out a lot of times. Dream gig or she'll never forget.
She'll never forget.
Brandon Dewey's marriage proposal to Destiny Fajan took an unexpected turn when he threw up immediately after she said yes, Big J. The 22-year-old proposed at Half Moon Town Park in New York on August 24th, though everybody's family was there and they were watching. And then she was really confused as to what happened next. Of course, this is all on video. Because right after she said yes, you could see his eyes like widen with panic, and then he rushes to nearby bushes to throw up. Of course, his fiance rushes to him, rubbing his back, and he was really just relieved that she said yes, but it was just his nerves got to him, and all of a sudden he got really sick. The couple met in 2022 when Dewey visited the restaurant where she worked. They plan to marry February 23rd in Arizona, Big J. Congratulations to the couple. And yeah, I guess nobody plans on puking during a proposal, but sometimes the body has other plans, you understand?
Yeah.
And nerves can get to you, especially if you're doing it in front of a crowd, you know? So I get it. Probably not what he wanted to go viral for, but what are you going to do? Wrap it up with Dream Gig, Big J. Bronny Leibich. She earns money as a professional sensory analyst. She basically evaluates how beer looks, smells, tastes, and feels. That's her job. The Australian began her career at a winery before working in a European tasting adventure company and doing some wine research. And then beer companies were like, wow, this person has a really good kind of like sense of taste. We should hire her to do this stuff. And now she works at West End Brewery in Adelaide, where she has launched Flavor Logic, Big J. It's about beer education and consulting business that can help new and upstart, specifically smaller breweries, produce flavors and beers that people will like the most. She's like, I'm really good at it. My services are used all over the world. And she says the best time to do it is to taste primarily in the morning time, because that's when your taste buds are most alive and can help you analyze characteristics like creaminess and particular flavors. So she gets drunk a lot in the morning, baby.
Not a bad gig.
Out. Yeah, I was going to say, not bad. Don't know how much she makes doing it, but apparently breweries from all over the world are using your services, so she must be doing something right?
Yeah.
Do not know how you sign up for that. I'm guessing you probably have to be a sommelier first and have some sort of reputation, and then maybe you can build your own thing like Briney did. Not a guarantee, but a sweet gig if you can get it.
I wish I could do the same thing, but for nachos.
Yeah?
Yeah, after last night, A+ nachos for Top Golf.
You gave a great review of their nachos.
And Adam and I were having a conversation because I guess I once told him that like I judge a restaurant based on their nachos. And how they are. And I was like, if they can get this right, then anything should be good.
Can you give me like a list of places that screwed up nachos? Because nachos seems like one of those things that's hard to mess up.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you're just slapping on some shredded cheese and melting it, that's not nachos to me.
Okay.
It's got to have a queso and then other stuff to it. But the important part about that is the queso, because it's nacho cheese.
Right.
Not shredded cheese that's been melted on. That is an automatic, like, go back to the drawing board.
Okay. So, and the other accoutrement doesn't bother you as much, or does it?
I mean,
what about the protein?
Protein's good, but here's a lot of places don't offer that. It's extra because it costs more money.
Of course.
But yeah, that's important. But I think the base layer needs to be, you need some vegetable there of some kind and some, like some beans of some kind.
Were the beans on the nachos last
No,
night?
it's corn salsa.
Okay.
Really good.
Good. Okay.
Yeah. So, I wish I could get that gig. I don't know
maybe-
what you would call it. I mean, wine tasting got sommelier. What's a nacho tester?
Well, a
called?
beer tester doesn't really even have a title. She just calls it Flavor Logic. So you could call it like
Nacho Logic.
Yeah, or yeah, I guess
Nacho Logic. What? Copyright it.
Nacho Tester. Who knows? You can call it whatever you want.
Nacho Man.
Nacho Man.
What are you gonna do when these nachos hit you?
All right. Now you're doing Randy Savage and using Hulk Hogan's catchphrase. Morning After with Nick and Big J. With There's Your Headlines. You're up to date on everything. It's the X Rocks. Morning After with Nick and Big J. Yesterday we had our big game party out at Top Golf, and part of it was the game, which was not very exciting, Big J. It could be a lie to say otherwise.
Yep.
But there were some things happening on top of that that maybe brought a little bit more excitement to it. Overall, did you enjoy the commercials for the big game, Big J?
Yeah, this year to me, I was like, there were more commercials that I enjoyed than didn't, which isn't usually the case.
All right. Which one stuck out to you?
I enjoyed the Budweiser one. With
The Eagle and the-
Eagle, yeah. I
Okay.
Scream America after. That was a lot of fun. Some of these I didn't get to really dive into until after. Just there's a lot going on,
Sure.
talking and everything.
Of course.
But the Guy Fieri Bosch one to me was really hilarious. If you've seen that thing, that was interesting. I like the Dunkin' Donuts. I mean,
That one seemed to get the most laughs at the party.
I mean, it just had a little bit of everything from the era that we love a lot, and so I dug that. I thought the Jurassic Park one pushed it too far.
Oh, really? I enjoyed that one.
I liked it too, but I was like, there was way too much de-aging happening.
Oh, of course.
I mean, one or two at a time, but it was everything in there for the most part. But I thought that was very creative. I thought this year there's a lot of creative stuff there, and I know that there's a couple. I love Kurt Russell. The Michelob Ultra one was fun.
All right.
Too. So I'm down with that. And then the Limp Bizkit and the Bud Light and them driving around the car was pretty fun too. What about you, man? What'd you think?
This is of course my sense of humor, so it hit me right where I wanted it to hit me. But I like Andy Samberg, so I enjoyed the Hellman's Meal Diamond one. The longer one is worth it to watch it on YouTube. The shorter one was very funny, but the longer one where it kind of gets into more of the backstory about how he's stuck in eternity in this diner is very funny to me. And so I enjoyed the Hellman's one very much. I thought that was a home run. I was going to bring up the Jurassic Park one if you didn't, only because of Jeff. The thing that I loved about that more than anything was Jeff Goldblum's That's a Big Pile of Shrimp. It made me laugh. It cracked me up.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. And sometimes that's all you need. Although now that I'm thinking about it out loud, I don't know if I can remember what the product was for that. Do you?
No.
And so that's part of the problem with sometimes these Super Bowl commercials is they spend all that money and then you have all these celebrities and then that's all you think. I also, listen, I thought it was funny. I liked the Sabrina Carpenter Pringles one too. I enjoyed that where she was eating the Pringles man. It made me laugh.
Yeah.
And so those are things that I think stand out to me more than other ones. There were some ones that hit hard. Obviously, the one that's getting a lot of talk is the Ring commercial about the lost dog, and then everybody's a little bit freaked out that anybody can have access to your Ring cameras, which can be a little bit concerning. So it'll be interesting to see how that
I
plays
must have
out.
missed that one completely.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was a really heartwarming commercial about, how a dad gives a daughter a puppy, and then they love on that puppy, and then she's hanging up a missing sign, and then there's a bunch of missing dog signs, right? And then Ring is showing you how you upload a picture of your pet, and then it gives you access to all of the Ring cameras in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I don't like that.
To see if they can see where your dog was or if it happened to pass by those particular cameras. And if it does, it gives you a location of where that was. And that is a little concerning, right?
Yeah.
A little big brothery that was worrying. At first I was like, oh, that's cute. And then I was like, hang on a second. Do I want everybody to have access to my Ring cameras? That's a little weird.
Yeah, and then surprise, it was one of the few commercials, Nick, or spots anyways, that didn't get any, beforehand. There was no information about it, and that was the trailer for the sequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes, the Netflix one. Absolutely. They didn't even say what the name of it was. It was just like
you could tell right away. At first, you're like, is this a commercial with Brad Pitt? And then you realize, hey, this is Booth.
Booth. The Booth. Yeah, that is the sequel that he and David Fincher have been working on together. That is a sequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And don't know when that's going to drop. Just know it's going to be on Netflix. And you got your first kind of look of it with some funny little blurred out things just to let you know it's for adult audience.
I think they're missing the opportunity if they don't release that in the theaters. for at least a few days
They
beforehand.
might. I don't know if it'll be a nationwide thing, but they might. We'll see.
Any ones you're like, this one sucks?
This one's, I mean, none of them like really were like that was terrible or that was god awful. I was surprised to see as many boy bands that were involved in the commercials, but I think that's just nostalgia kind of kicking in. But nothing that was like that was a huge miss.
A rivalry re-rival with Pepsi and Coke.
Yeah. Oh, the polar bear one.
The polar bear
Yeah.
one. That was shocking.
Oh,
shocking. And heartwarming at the same time.
I think that like for a long time, Coke had like the trademark for the polar bears, and I think they let that lapse, and so Pepsi took advantage of it. But we will see. Are you a Coke man or a Pepsi man, Big J?
Well,
neither now.
I'm neither. There is one. I didn't see this during the Super Bowl at all, but when I was doing some research, I came across it, and that was Kendall Jenner with the Fanatic Sportbook, talking about how she's a curse for NBA basketball players when she dates them.
Jesus.
Hilarious.
That's a lot of curses.
It is hilarious. And then she started talking about NFL guys. So I was like, damn, that was pretty, aware about their position in life and then making fun of it. To me, that's pretty funny.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. Hopefully you enjoyed the commercials as well. We'll give you a chance to win some tickets to a little thing called the official X-Fest pre-party. That's next on the X.
Hi, Wayne from Rest Relax.
Bad impressions.
So far, I'm not impressed.
On the Morning After with Nick and Big J.
Yeah, Bad Impressions is your portal to concerts, baby. We got some free tickets for you to our X-Fest pre-party show happening March 6th out at the Revolution Concert House and Event Center. Filter, Finger 11, Local H. It's going to be a lot of fun. We want you to be there. Take it in all in with us. And you need to figure out the clues. This very famous musician, Nick.
That's what today's bad impression is?
Yeah.
Somebody that plays music for a living?
Music.
208-287-1003 is the number that you need to call if you'd like to play. To try to grab these tickets for the official X-Fest pre-party. Big J is going to lay out 3 clues for you. They all revolve around this very famous musician. If you can figure out who it is in 3 clues or less, congratulations, you're going to the show. Big J, are you ready?
Yes,
right.
I am ready, sir.
Let's go to the phones. Hello, the X.
Good morning.
Morning, man. What's your name?
Alan.
All right, Alan. You're up first, man.
Yeah, hey, this is a musician, by the way. I co-founded the band Them Crooked Vultures and was the drummer. I also drummed a bit in Queens of the Stone Age and Tenacious D.
Next.
Okay, I was also the drummer for Seattle's very own Nirvana.
Dave Grohl.
It is Dave Grohl.
Nailed it, Alan. Good job. Hang on 1 second. We'll hook you up with those tickets to go check out Filter, Finger 11, and Local H on March the 6th at the Rev Center. Big J, what was clue 3 for fun?
Now I front my own band called the Foo Fighters.
Listen, he's a movie star, too. They had their own movies.
That's true.
I think
You're
he's a 4-quadrant kind of guy, but why is Dave Grohl in the news?
He's still doing Dave Grohl things, being cool for the most part, minus a few hiccups here and there in life. But hey, everybody makes mistakes. So, first and foremost, he was putting his smoking skills to work again. And I'm not talking the kind of smoke that you get from Snoop Dogg. I'm talking the kind you get from Hickory, Old Hickory. He was barbecuing up along with a bunch of other chefs in Hope's The Mission's Shine LA event, cooking over 4,000 pounds of meat for Meals for the Homeless.
Nice. Good for him.
I mean, it's always awesome when he gets out and does that. And once he was done there, he got himself to Santa Clara, or to the Levi Stadium for the Super Bowl, and then as if he was on cue, waiting to be seen by the big old screen, they moved the camera over to him, and he got excited, and then immediately started chugging a beer.
Yeah, he understood the assignment.
Yeah, absolutely.
He brought back when you're shown on the big Jumbotron, you have to chug a beer as quickly as possible, and Dave Grohl did it, and good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. We needed that. And then why not some Foo Fighters action for the next Super Bowl? Let's do that.
I'm on board. Let's see what happens. But it was nice, and it's really cool. Listen, he does that barbecue thing. At this point, it's almost a nonprofit that he does, right?
Oh, yeah,
because he's
absolutely.
always at those places, like doing stuff for free, which is really, really cool. Morning After with Nick and Big J. There's your bad impressions. We'll wrap up the show here next on the X Rocks. Some Chevelle, Pale Horse, wrapping up the Morning After with Nick and Big J on this Monday. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. It was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it a good time to have a radio show? And, of course, we appreciated you guys hanging out with us last night as well for a big game party out at Topgolf. That was a whole lot of awesome. We did get a chance to recap that this morning. Reminded you not to get a tattoo in a Wendy's. That is not sanitary, nor is it usually allowed by law.
Yeah, not cool.
And we had a chance to recap some of our favorite commercials from the big game as well, but it does leave you with the floor, Big J.
Nick, today's National Pizza Day.
Oh, happy Pizza Day, Big J.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll celebrate?
Maybe.
All right, you're not sure.
Sure, enjoy a nice slice of pizza.
I mean, what I'm asking is, do you have dinner plans tonight already? Do you know what you're making?
No.
So it sounds like pizza should be the go-to.
Could be,
right?
yeah.
Maybe you celebrate with your... But then again, pizza is a source of problems in your household. So, or is it less of a problem now that the kids are gone?
No, but we've also been hitting places that just serve slices.
Oh,
so
all right.
I don't have to get in on that.
All right. Well, then listen, maybe you should celebrate National Pizza Day.
Sounds like a plan.
Big J Dream Pie, go.
I mean, I don't have a dream pie. I just whatever's in my hand.
Disgrazia.
Whatever is in my hand, because I've realized I just like bread that's cooked with cheese and stuff on it.
But there are pizza toppings that you don't enjoy, hence the problem that you would have in your house.
Yeah, artichokes.
Yeah,
and anchovies. Leave those off. Thank you.
The rest is good. You're an onions man. You like mushrooms.
Sure.
You like green peppers.
Yeah.
Onions.
You betcha.
And I know all the meats. Is there a meat that you don't like? How about chicken? Are you okay with that? Like the white sauce chicken pizza?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Or do you prefer you going red sauce all the way?
I'm not going to kick anything out.
Okay.
Like I said, unless I'm a fat guy. I'm going to eat pizza or whatever.
Cook that bread and throw cheese on it, and we're good to go. Right?
Yeah.
Morning After with Nick and Big J. That is it for us. We will see you tomorrow. Jason Drew's up next. It's the X Rock. Injured?